seals the deal in that second round.
Business as usual here within our first 2 rounds. Now it's time to see what ANDBOX have to show us. Big investments working their way in. Obviously, we'll have the slight bonus investment here from 100 Thieves. Even the players that are forced to rebuy don't look like they're going to super aggressively buy down here, going for full kits inside of this one. So they'll obviously be in grid straits for the 4th round should they end up dropping this bonus. We'll have it in front of them here. Important to note, guys, we are still on 2.05 right now. That means the Bucky nerf has not taken effect as of yet here, and we're still more than likely going to see quite
good idea.
prevalence in that
Put it
play.
up here.
On the opening to the rifle round here, the buy round now for both of these teams. 100 Thieves, obviously a little worse for wear, winning those 2 initial rounds. So they're going to have some Spectres as well as a Bulldog along for the ride. We'll see how this works out for them. But still going to have Steel here on the B site. Now we'll
I'm getting there.
ANDBOX.
Slowly but surely, I'm getting there.
Some pressure on the back end, but 100 Thieves giving them nothing. Steel able to kill the run
Slowly.
it back. Still has pressure towards main as they're finally crossing in. The hot hands with a nice play. Able to assist Jay, cleaning up that space, and they have full control of B as the spike starts to go down.
Utility just too overwhelming for Steel and no chance to back out of there either, so just has to take the death in kind. At least was able to counter out the run it back, but unfortunately only the ult being taken down for his trebles on the inside of Hut there. Seb with a nice pick against Asuna as the rest of 100 Thieves try to rotate their way back in. Nitro will find a good opener, but the problem is Mata still has control of the market stairs and now the actual pit stairs here too, as he's going to try to rotate himself into a position to shut down Nitro. We'll get it done. There's a good exchange from Hiko, but it matters not. 3 more players from ANDBOX still up, ready to trade that, and it'll be Yay to get the final kill as ANDBOX jump on the board here on 100 Thieves' bonus round.
Fuck.
Solid stuff from ANDBOX. I mean,
This is
everything
a lot harder
obviously
than it
going
looks.
off without a hitch, along with the ice boost to cover the back of B and the flood towards Boathouse. I mean, you gotta love a lot of the things that went on here for
Got it.
ANDBOX. 100 Thieves never really having a chance, just too much pressure. But we'll have to see once they're able to get their own buy around what they're able to produce. I think that just the limitation inside of the firearms here really held them back from what they wanted to do.
Good change up on the last second there on the buys for 100 Thieves. So Steel's actually not going to be in the greatest position. He'll end up having to go all the way down towards a Bucky. I think while some other players are going to be missing utility here too, as you can see, most notably on Asuna there. But on defense shouldn't be the end of the world. As you can see, he still has great capability to swing out into the open there. Takes down his doppelganger on the other side. Mata going down first in this round, but it's all just poking for info at this point. They do have the spike on that side of the map, but it seems that the players over here at A-Main have made a lot more forward momentum, having the peek into main, trying to bait something out from Ethan or another member of 100 Thieves on the site. But so far, 100 Thieves not taking the bait on that, and all this posturing, just giving time for Steel to, I'll do that. Wrap around the corner, get a quick headshot off onto Boy. Asuna shuts down the other player on the B side of the map too, but Steel doesn't necessarily expect there to be a second player holding at main, so Seb is going to be able to at least get the trade.
It's been a great round so far from 100 Thieves as he continued to shut down ANDBOX every step of the way. No one able to make it through either mains on either side of the map. Instead, they've now defaulted just a mid take, trying to work their way up. And I really hope that you guys can see because I cannot.
Yeah,
We're back.
To get that real quick, and there we go. Just a momentary glitch, but we're all good. We're back now, folks. With 20 seconds left. Couldn't have come back at a better time either. 100 Thieves looking to seal the deal on their 3rd round here. ANDBOX trying to vie for something with 15 seconds left. This is going to be a tough push, and more importantly, a rush
Wow, they're
push.
playing it so safe.
Off the main here.
Holy.
Paranoia coming out from Nitro. Not really a winner here. He's not going to be able to find full contact, but at least he gets the angle
So
advantage. They're
safe.
traded out by Vice. Really no time left.
good.
Not going to be able to get that spike down on the ground. We'll have to take the L and try to stay alive here. Even that, not possible. Asuna going to be able to take him down. 100 Thieves reassert control over the match on their rebuy.
That's the early contacts right now from ANDBOX, just not working into their favor. Asuna too good inside of B main for the time being. We'll see if they can try and work their way around this, but as of right now, quite difficult to try and combat.
And those Buckies still coming into effect due to the fact that we are on 2.05 here, but a great hold from 100 Thieves as they pick up their 3rd round overall here, and that's going to put ANDBOX on pretty much an immediate eco round. We can see it's light buy. Some players not even upgrading from their classics, and they were only able to buy towards utility, but despite that, winning
Get the shit off my screen.
over at B main, a 2-for-1 trade back there. Steel and Ethan both going down. You're still going to have Nitro deep in the site and some aggression coming out there from Pico. The Hunter's Fury netting him 1 pick. We've got Asuna playing
What happened?
aggressively as well. That's going to be able to line them up one more frag here. So 100 Thieves looking to quickly get aggressive to reassert control over the
Thank you.
situation. And it seems that that plan has worked. Seb, though, this lurk right up on Nahiko, and he doesn't
The
even
other stuff,
suspect it,
though. Get rid of
shuts
the
him
other
down.
stuff.
That's full mid control suddenly in the hands of ANDBOX, but a challenger now approaching from the mid gates here. Asuna ready to try and shut it down. He's got to be careful. Seb now having an upgraded weapon to work with here. So it'll be Phantom V, Phantom Boy. Still down on a classic and without much HP to bargain with here either. Will have to try his best to stay alive and work into the site.
Cover going out.
This round's already a win for ANDBOX in their book. Eco round, able to get a rifle out as well as 2 ults away from 100 Thieves. This is so big for them. They still have an opportunity to win it
Well,
as
they're
well.
dead.
Working through main gates.
30
Asuna here.
seconds left.
Oh, the
No.
trigger discipline. The big brain. He knows they're both here. He lines it up. And it's 2 quick shots. Asuna seals it up once again here in round 5.
Important to note, though, as Stokes had mentioned, that still a lot of damage being done. A lot of rebuy is going to be forced out here. At least in Hiko's case, bringing him down to a point where he's actually going to probably end up needing a drop from one of his teammates. You're only 2,700 after the shield purchase, so definitely putting a dent. Not going to completely destroy them, obviously, as we'll still be going into a full gun round here on the 5th, but putting them in a much better position to be immediately broken if ANDBOX finds repeated success on the upcoming round here. But it's been tough so far. 100 Thieves have been finding advantages very often in the early rounds. Some aggression from Asuna as an example.
Oh, they got
towards B
owned.
main. We're going to see him and Hiko pull off the same thing, it looks like, back at A main this time as well. We have another player coming in to assist on that too, but not getting much in terms of sound intel or anything from the other side of this one. They obviously don't want to push into it if they'll leave themselves overexposed. They're waiting for the paranoia assist to come in from Nitro back at Tree also. Seb's smart
Oh,
about
God.
that though. Oh, it's like it's Ping that is anyway here where he's now
Hello?
in the field. Oh, and despite the paranoia going out, Ethan able to dodge.
I don't know,
it,
ANDBOX.
finding the
I don't know what you guys are
regardless,
doing.
And 100 Thieves really
Ain't looking
asserting
good.
control over the site. ANDBOX is trying to move their way in on Cat to make up for this, but at the same time, you still have window and garden control really well asserted for 100 Thieves. That also fails, bringing it all down to Vice.
Oh, they fell right into the trap 100 Thieves had laid for them. 4 people on A's site with the Killjoy by her lonesome on B for 100 Thieves, and it works out for them. Even though we saw the spike over towards B main, they still try to swing it back, but before KJ can even cross through her own spawn, all of Vice's friends are dead. He's now alone, has to try and figure this one out. He's back towards mid after rotating back over towards B lobby area, working his
30
way onto
seconds
Tree now. And he's got plenty of utility to try and fight a lot of these different situations. But the issue right now, obviously, the man advantage.
It'll be fixed
Vice
soon.
will
Wait,
try and get these frags.
what issue is this stream having?
Yeah.
Got
Yeah,
a
so
good-
if Cloud9 find it,
What issue is this stream having? That's good.
To the A site, so he'll go down as expected there. 100 Thieves
Audio
continues
issues.
to reassert control. Take a look at how this all started to downtrend, unfortunately, as that push towards the A main angle ended up working out brilliantly for 100 Thieves, taking full control there. ANDBOX trying to compensate by really putting the pressure onto the inside of Cat, thinking that those A main players would still be out and potentially be forced into a retake position, but wasn't exactly the case. Still had threats inside of Garden and other areas near the site, and they were able to deal with the threat just fine. More aggression coming out from 100 Thieves here. Asuna immediately swinging to the inside of main over on the B site, putting the hot hands down too to keep any aggressive repeats from happening towards him, and also getting the one-way assist from his teammates Omen.
They've been using quite a few times, but this time Asuna gonna get aggressive once again with the curveball. Takes down Mata. Overstaying is welcome inside of B main, and it'll be the first blood to 100
I
Thieves
like
back
that Sheriff.
pocket once again.
Looking
just
damn good.
Way too dominant
Looking
inside
real good.
of the early round.
Looking nice.
Ye and the rest of ANDBOX very grouped up in mid right now, more than likely favoring an A take at this point, as we can see that pressure building up onto Cat, the large majority of them backing up to start working their way over towards A main. So it's primarily just going to be Seb trying to make a play towards Cat, and even he's hesitant for obvious reasons, as he'll need to wait for the rest of his teammates to get in a position closer towards main. They'll be in that spot right now. Lockdown is available here for Vice. That's not it, too. They've got pretty much all of their ults as they get ready to move up to the point here. I'm going to use any of them, though, is the question. Probably not, considering that we're sitting on the
30
eco.
seconds left.
That's going to be important to keep in mind for the upcoming round, as Ethan starts to shut down this overall take. Ye, the first to fall. Other players trying to trade it, but just not
Strike
happening.
down
Seb,
A.
the only player to find success over here towards Cat, and now the only player left alive in what is now a 1v4.
Seb getting aggressive, and it's not going to work out for him. Not able to keep the rifle or his life, and 100 Thieves 6-1 right now. Very strong round there, but that's what we expected given the eco. Obviously, ANDBOX having to stack and try and play for as many trades as they can get their hands on, but given the circumstances as of right now, I mean, it's not looking too good
he
if
got
you're
sucked
ANDBOX.
and
Economy
darted.
in the
That
drain.
sucks.
They're gonna go for rifles, obviously, on this round, but if they end up losing, what is it worth? I mean, they're going to have to go back to the eco.
Man,
and
these
100
overlays
Thieves will
are
continue
fucked
this
up.
steamroll.
Shows they're all
Very
dead.
treacherous situation.
Now it shows they're all alive.
ANDBOX sitting in a very, very dangerous position indeed. The buy seeming to not help them out that much, failing to make impact, especially when it comes to these first 30 seconds of the round here. So much aggression from 100 Thieves, and ANDBOX seems to have no choice but to bow down to it. Nice curveball coming out. Mata there to try and force back the A-main pressure from Ethan, but at the same time, he'll just shut down Bear Orb. We are going to see the lockdown work its way in here. It'll be held back for a couple of seconds, but that's okay. They need to wait out the time slightly on this defender, on this Killjoy anyway. At the same time, lockdown going to be countered. We'll have a Hunter's Fury come out from the attackers in order to deal with that.
Jesus
Mata gets the entry on the
Christ.
site here too, and they'll actually detain a player still too close to the site as well.
Holy
Plant's gonna go down
fuck.
without much of an issue. 100 Thieves need to play for retake here.
A spike now planted, an opportunity. But
Surprised he
the
didn't
flank
clear that.
already covered Asuna with no chance to try and get that to go off. So now it's down to the rest of 103 Thieves. Hiko, Nitro, and Ethan as they reclaim top space. Actually attempt to work their way onto the site, but it's going to be the split take instead. Still worried about Tree and well, should be. He didn't worry about that ice wall, but the trades already ensue. Hiko with one, but boy, able to pick up another.
Nice.
It's all down to Hiko, and finally,
Oh, shit show.
ANDBOX stand up with a nice execute.
Killjoy
on
ult,
A.
Killjoy ult,
Too much
Sova
control
ult
over the
to
situation
counter the
there.
defender,
The
Killjoy
barrier
ult.
working its way down to
Slow,
cover off
slow,
the close of the
volley.
door. And once that had gone down there, 100 Thieves trying to work their way out primarily from heaven, but just couldn't make the shots happen. And as a result of that, ANDBOX were able to solidify a very solid second round for themselves here as we get ready to move into the ninth. Getting close to the end of the half here. At the same time, ANDBOX trying to wean down that money pool for 100 Thieves. Still going to be looking strong here as we head into the next one, though. All full rifles.
ANDBOX have to continue to roll these rounds together. As you said, they need to do damage to this economy. An attempt to back 100 Thieves off, but it all starts at this moment. They finally got the rifle round. They're equal here. A curveball out is more pressure from 100 Thieves into B main, and yet again, it works in their favor. Two big frags, as Seb is now the lone man over here on side of B. But it seems as though ult has worked out. Oh, actually, no.
Oh.
Asuna with some info, but he doesn't know exactly where he is. Seb gets one from Boathouse, and he's got strong pressure. Now 100 Thieves actually lacking in the defensive department. It's only Ethan on site for B.
Oh, no.
Needs help from his teammates.
Oh,
Turret out, and he's
no.
getting flooded. Oh no, it's full B control now for ANDBOX. 100 Thieves have to risk the retake.
The scan so fatal there as it allowed Seb to spam in from the back of the hut. Massive damage going on to him, and the only real player that can stop this plant from going down, eliminated without able to trade out too much damage in the process here. See though, Steel with a nice re-entry. Vice trying to play aggressively, pays the
What was
price for it.
Vice doing?
He's able to eliminate him. Rest of the team
Oh my
working
God,
their
I got
way
him.
in. Some more spam coming out, and I think it does significant damage to Boy in the process here as well. Burt will go down, smoke over it. Still managed to get a lock on one of the players though, and they'll execute upon that. Steel trying to work his way in, but no. Seb gets the better of him, but before going down, Steel was able to grab Boy. Nitro though,
Why?
immediately destroying Seb. Should leave enough time for the defuse here, as 100 Thieves are going to pick up their 7th.
I'm always down for some omen on omen violence. Some great stuff there from Nitro, but almost a star-studded play from Seb. An ult at the last second gets him.
Man,
into
he was just
Boathouse,
playing
and he's
by
able to actually get
himself,
them a
dude.
strike down. Now,
Just
obviously,
playing by
they ended up
himself.
losing that round, but overall, doing some
That's
harm to
crazy.
100 Thieves and still making money off that plant.
Okay, this
That's
is kind
not
of
the
an
worst thing
expected
in the world,
scoreline
but 100 Thieves
thus far.
definitely still in the lead when it comes to the series.
Much closer for ANDBOX. Once again, that B main pressure just constantly getting the better of them from Asuna as well.
I think they're both
as
pretty
Ethan
expected
here.
scorelines actually so
We're
far.
gonna have to see if they can finally get the better of that one. Slow orb immediately going down will stop any immediate aggression to work its way out there from ANDBOX, but you'll notice a bit of restraint here on the curveball coming in from Asuna. Trying to work
Flash
their way
hide,
forward,
flash
off the fight
hide.
with both teams, and ultimately
Flash
Mata
hide.
finally going to come out on top of this engagement. That's a big
That was
deal
good.
here. Normally, ANDBOX has been on the losing end of this initial duel. Mata's going to be able to move in. Ye will support from that top window as he's going to self-boost himself up with the barrier orb. However, no one's been able to check stairs as a result of this. The run it back expires. He might have got a quick glimpse of Hiko before it goes down, but Hiko will reveal himself anyway. Steel has the cutoff by spawn route, but still, Mata on point here, immediately trading out these kills and keeping himself in the fight.
Well, there's a man you want on site to lock it all down. It's got to be
Oh.
Hiko. He goes for the second, but it's Mata.
Nice shot by
before
Mata.
Instead, throws down the
Great.
hot hands, and it's Seb to seal the deal. Mata, what a play. And what an ult exchange from ANDBOX as well. They get the fantastic exchange inside of B main for the first time on offense. And how do they translate that? Well, it's got to be with the run it back and the res from Sage. Some fantastic stuff once again coming from these guys to actually translate that in not only a plant, but a round win. That's exactly what they needed to get the ball rolling.
Some great stuff from Mata. They're finally coming alive when it comes to the early round duel, specifically versus Asuna.
Back to the A main
Right,
aggression.
yeah,
B
they're
main's
controlled
not working.
for the early round
Do it.
engagements. Now time to see if they can keep that up here, of course. 100 Thieves not going to take that loss lightly, and immediately we're going to see a shift of positions. Asuna now playing over on Cat, trying to get aggressive in mid instead of the usual B main position that he's been playing up until this point.
They're pushing mid. Shit.
Oh, ANDBOX once again at the gates of B.
It's gonna work out well.
I need to work their way in. Spike still all the way in.
They definitely feel it, though.
Not necessarily putting themselves in the riskiest position
Yep.
just yet. But speaking of risk, 100 Thieves risk it all, and it's actually not going the way that they wanted it to. Asuna pushes his way all the way up. Cats and Box lie with open arms right at the end of it. Nice opening for them, especially on such a high power fragger for this squad.
Steel waiting for the cutoff here once again, and he might just get it. Ye walking right into his crosshairs here. Might have an opportunity for a second as well because of the unrestricted mid control. He can just hyper focus on this angle with very little worry in the world. Mata, in the meanwhile, still trying to play for some type of positioning on the inside of the B site, but he's alone, waiting for rotates to work their way over. Steel and Ken, man, lined up, but boy, apparently he's got the better line. He's going to be able to take down Steel instead.
That's annoying.
Regaining that mid control for ANDBOX here as soon as the dart is going to fade away.
And the B execute finally comes out, but Hiko with the Hunter's Fury doesn't actually find anybody. Instead, it's Boy and Mata who execute on this site. Not only take out Hiko in the back spawn, but also start to set up for the plant.
No way.
Nitro on stairs, able to find one. Knows where the spike went down as well. He's good for two. Not able to steal it out just yet. Goes for the smoke. Immediately starts to try and get rid of this spike. Goes for the defuse, but the Hunter's Fury now inside of this 1 versus 1.
He missed
has
the
to try and get away
dart.
from the shock dart, but boy,
Nitro's
just that
so
much better on
mad.
the bounce. The geometry
He's
class
so
is really
pissed.
working out in his favor.
The guy didn't even hit the dart.
Out so well right there, solidifying a very much needed round for ANDBOX, trying to work their way back into this half and solidify a solid scoreline before we get to halftime, which is coming up very, very soon here indeed. Take a look here at Nitro as well. Really on point when it comes to the re-entry, specifically into this
I
site
bet you
here on
Nitro's
B,
pissed
has
about
been
that.
finding multiple multi-frags, but at the same time, we've got a couple members of ANDBOX popping off here. Boy having himself quite the round, and that's right after Mata nearly got himself an ace as
You
well.
fucking
picking up a
missed.
4K a couple rounds back.
Yeah, this feels like a completely different ANDBOX as to what we watched a couple days ago up against Noble, where we saw Ye really popping off and Mata not having the greatest of days. But today does indeed seem to be his day as he continues to find these frags for this squad and open up a lot of different avenues. This time around, though, ANDBOX seemingly want B control. Killjoy gonna have the spike for this one, but mostly strung along the entire map. Could possibly still go for an A push here as Ye's worked his way up catwalk, but nothing favored just yet. Finally, action starts to
Man,
go
Mata
out.
is
Mata with
carrying these
another
guys.
frag inside of B main.
The Mata Asuna saga continues here in Mata's favor after favoring Asuna for so much of this matchup here. Seems to have flipped quite a bit, and Mata making a serious impact in the early round, reversing their fate from earlier in the half. Aldrin working its way out. It is not going to check the back corner, but there's usually an assumed player to be back there anyway, so likely will be covered. The run it back trying to be used here as an aggressive swing is played on the inside of Cat in a tree, but it's countered pretty much immediately by Steel's utility. So he's actually going to get aggressive, swings out.
Not bad.
He's able
He
to
got one.
catch Mata unawares. Yay, immediately there for the exchange. A lot of the lockdowns get volleyed back and forth there. No one actually getting a hit by it. So Ethan still going to be able to play aggressively from up on top of the rafters box. Countered.
I think
by Boy,
Hiko
however,
missed
and he's
his
gonna
dart.
Continue his rampage.
It looked
He
like
shuts
Hiko
down
missed.
Another kill here for his team. Overall, closes out. on the round.
So ANDBOX claw back into this one. Wasn't really expecting that when we were at the 6-1
happening over here.
line, but
Yep.
7-4 as of right now.
Jesus, C9 lost for
7-5.
sure.
Assuming that was the last one right there, but we'll have to see in just a split second as we roll you guys through. What I'm assuming is all of this half's action, and we had quite a bit of it, as you can see. As you were talking about earlier, the saga between Mata and Asuna, I want to see how that, it actually works its way through once they switch sides. Are they both going to still try and fight each other in B main? Like, where are these guys going?
It's really going to be interesting to see how the second half plays out here as well. It's 100 Thieves attack that I'm very curious to see how
Mata's
this
owning.
pans out. ANDBOX are known for
Keep it
playing a very, very aggressive play style, and 100 Thieves had issues dealing with that, specifically during Masters, because Gen G was bringing something similar to the table. So I'm curious.
That's so funny. I love when that
ANDBOX
happens.
is going to be able to bring that aggressive play style to the table, specifically against 100 Thieves. Obviously, the individual caliber leveling itself up a little bit compared to Noble, their previous opponent.
100 Thieves still seemingly sticking to the game plan. Still have Nitro and Hiko over inside of A lobby. Traditionally what we see when they try to start off these offenses. Owl drone out now as he really needs some intel on the location of these people, but oh no, Hiko with a huge misread here. Doesn't know that someone's inside him. Wine, and he's able to get one. Mata with the curveball now.
No, he got one
but
more.
oh no,
And he got one,
Swarm
but
just too strong for KJ.
Yeah, Steel on point with these nano swarms here, fending off multiple players. We saw it in the previous round. We're going to see it again here to deal with the threat and the fact being
Nice.
Nice. Playing up close and
Nice.
personal here on contact from A main, but only able to
Nice.
complete the 1-for-1.
Nice,
Leave
Seb.
us down into a very
Holy
delicate
shit, let's
situation.
go. All right.
Ultimately, it looks
This
like
game's
ANDBOX
turning around
will be
real
able to
quick.
Shut things down in their favor and secure a
Shit.
very important pistol for themselves, potentially guaranteeing the lead here, assuming there are no issues on the second round translation.
I'm telling you, Mata.
Great
Gamer.
stuff there from ANDBOX, especially since 100 Thieves threw everything at A. I mean, nice transfer there for them, and pistols usually do end up being pretty hectic, but that one just seemed to go all of ANDBOX's way. There was really no chance for 100 Thieves to battle back there. Granted, they were able to get some early picks, especially inside of Wine, but they even got caught off guard by that play. So rolling on over into this next round, it's going to be a full save for them. They try to stack and find some frags.
A little bit of info on devices.
This is a
but
full
nothing
save.
major at the end
Classics.
Of the day. Just 100 Thieves trying to gather that with the
They're probably
recon
just gonna
dart
get
to force
orbs
back
and
anyone that was
die,
going to try to
pretty
play
much.
aggressively in the actual inside of the
There's not
hallway
much they
here.
can do to win
So
this round. It's
100
just,
Thieves will
it's not
take
gonna
their
happen.
orb,
If it
quickly
does,
back away as they do
then
need
they
to play relatively conjoined here in order to make.
then they just win, I guess. I don't know. Definitely shouldn't happen.
Considered into the site. Boy's gonna get some free info for himself here. Only one player spotted, and actually some problems for Ethan in terms of killing the Owl drone. So he gets a second little peek onto the outside of B main before finally losing it to his opponents. We'll go down. However, Boy, ready for the challenge, immediately shutting down Steel. Gonna go for two. You can see Ethan trying to bait him into the angle so his teammates can trade that out, but it's not too successful. Yay with another lineup now with the Ghost here as he takes down Nitro.
All right, they got
Better
two.
re-engage, but he'll
Okay.
finally his match
Two's
against
better than
Eco.
zero,
Problem is,
so-
Eco's now alone. 1v3 set before him, and remember, this is still an Eco round for them, so he'll get overwhelmed very quickly by Mata. That'll be the 7th tying round going on the board here for ANDBOX.
Yeah, that was just rough from the jump for 100 Thieves. There's not much you can really do when it's a full save. You got classics, and everyone's bearing down on you with Spectres.
It was actually looking like they were gonna
I mean, they still
get.
get the
It was
ult
looking
from
like they were
Hiko,
gonna get no
and that's a
kills. So
really
the fact
good
they got
deal. I
two
think
is pretty
Hiko
good.
One of the best in the business when it comes to this Hunter's Fury and just Sova overall. So if you're able to get some ult points in the process of a round that you know you're gonna lose, I mean that's just trying to propel you towards a win. So let's see now that we actually have some money in the bank for 100 Thieves, what they're able to do.
Aggression here from ANDBOX over towards the B main area, and we're going to see the same thing working its way onto the A site as well here. ANDBOX trying to ensure for all capabilities.
Oh, man,
that 100
ANDBOX has
Thieves
the
do not
setup
try to
for this,
burst their
dude.
way directly into the site.
Oh,
Some unfortunate
no,
timing here, and it's not
dude.
just him as
They
well.
had their
Vice
fucking
and
utility
Seth
out.
also in the
Oh,
area.
man,
All
they had
three
the
of them
setup.
Going down to just
Oh.
a walk-in entry from
That
100
sucks.
Thieves on Cat.
That
That's
fucking
gonna give them free
blows.
control of the A site, completely unchallenged here by ANDBOX. I don't even really know if they're going to be able to buy for
They
a
were set up
retake
so
here.
well.
Boy having himself the pistol, they might just go
Bummer.
for it considering that this is not a full investment round for all players as you get. So I don't know exactly
There's
what
really not
Mike's
much you
looking
can say
like,
about
but
that. That's
already
just a
see
straight.
Jake
That's just
shut down.
literally a
Boy not
bummer.
too far behind either. Zasta's able to find him on the inside of Garden pretty quickly. There you go, 100 Thieves wiping the floor with ANDBOX. But where does that leave them now? Still in position to rebuy here, except for one player.
the downside of having a
Should be
Phoenix,
good going into
in
the
my
next
opinion.
round.
Oh, it's such a hard opening for both
Yeah,
of these
Phoenix is good and
squads.
all, but
The
like,
last
think
thing
if there
we
was a
assumed
breach.
that we were gonna
Ooh.
get 2 triple stacks
You're sitting there
over
in the
near
back, the
tree,
breach
and
flashes,
that's exactly what we
and you
got right
peek.
there. 100 Thieves just forced
You
it
never
away.
have to be in that
They
awkward
really wanted to
situation
try
where
and
the
take
first
control
man
of the
in is
tree,
the first
and
man
what are we met
flashing with
Well,
his
3
gun
ANDBOX
not
members
in
ready to
hand.
kill every
You know what I mean?
single one of them. No trades coming through, and
I like the
able to
characters
flood
that could
onto
flash
site
from the
because
back,
of that fantastic
like Sky,
stop
Breach.
early on inside of that round. But
Even
that's
Yoru,
gonna bode
actually.
well for them for the future. Now we have a Hiko with not only the Hunter's Fury, but also the run it back already on Asuna.
Drones out here. Hiko trying to get info. Does spot the one player by Jen. He's got Hunter's
Huge,
Fury ready to follow it up
huge.
here as well.
Very
Should be able to
huge.
find the lockdown
Value.
Armada. One final shot just being taken to the inside of Tree. Get lucky
Oh,
with one
my.
more tag, not going to happen. And now the problem is that Hunter's Fury response not really finding the damage it needed to. Only tagging Nitro on the third and final shot right there. The 2 remaining players from ANDBOX once again forced out of the site, forced out of any attempt to stop this take or at least deal damage to the 100 Thieves roster in the process.
They ran
of it.
Yoru in Korea
Left with
today?
really any option to fully commit
Wait, is
themselves
Korea
to a
on the new
retake.
patch?
They are
No
gonna
way,
back up
right?
to mid, start to commit to his
Where are
Steel
they?
knows this. He's already in mid in the meantime here, catching out Ye from top market, shutting him down, leaving only Boy in the fight now.
Man, Boy's gonna attempt to save this rifle if it can be done, but obviously Steel might find it, but I don't even think it's gonna be him first. It might honestly be Ethan, but he's looking the wrong way. Now towards
Korea's on the new
but it's
patch.
actually gonna
Oh,
be
wow.
Asuna, who's already wrapped back towards
Interesting.
the attacker side spawn.
Wait,
Wins
why?
that one up,
So
and
wait, is
ANDBOX are
NA
not getting away with
Is
any
NA and
goods.
EU the only people that
The case so
don't
close for ANDBOX
do
to
that?
eventually take the lead away as they switch over to this defensive side, but unfortunately not happening. 100 Thieves getting off to a great start. Info Ping following it up with the Hunter's Fury. The very solid entries working their way to the inside of Cat, and the unfortunate lack of any impact coming in from ANDBOX's own Hunter's Fury there sealed the deal. Didn't leave any chance for those 2 players left after the chaos to retake whatsoever. Tried to save, but even that was read by 100 Thieves, and we saw that get shut down too. So there's no way to win, unfortunately, in that previous round for ANDBOX, no matter which way they tried to play it. Forcing them onto an eco here. Just going to see a couple upgraded pistols, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Really, all they can muster at this point. They need to save money and try and save themselves, but that's not going to work out either. Mata, the first one taken down inside of this round, but ANDBOX actually working their way back through mid, able to stay alive for the time being. Ye with a nice frag onto Ethan as well inside of B main, so at least they'll get something for their troubles, but what more they'll get is actually a plant, is all of B control in favor of 100 Thieves. Spike going down, and they still have Nitro at tiles. This is looking so good coming into this.
He's trying to teach Nitro, or Ethan, excuse me, a lesson there. No, I'm the aggressive Sage. I'm the one who does those boosts. But either way, 100 Thieves going to assert great control. This lockdown really sealing the deal too. Good catches from Nitro as he shuts them all down at the market entry point. 3 players going away. He's going to look for a 4th back over here at spawn route as well. Vice hiding on the inside of a dark cover here, trying to play off of that since he has himself a gun to use here, but not going to work out. Hiko's still shutting him down, and 100 Thieves asserting their lead now in double-digit territory.
So ANDBOX were able to find their footing earlier on where a 6-1 score line. Didn't necessarily think they could turn that
That's
half
interesting.
around, but they're faced with it yet again. A 3-round lead for
It's
100
interesting
Thieves.
how Korea's on
ANDBOX finally back
2.06
in the
and
money.
NA and
That's what they
EU
wanna be.
and
They need
whoever
these
else
rifles
is
to
on
try and contest
2.05.
100 Thieves. Inside of these
I wonder why
matchups,
that
obviously
is.
on those eco rounds, it's going to be basically impossible. Obviously,
They probably
you're
just
trying to
don't
get those
care.
frags to harm the economy,
Like the
but,
players don't care, I mean.
it seems as though once they're later into their
It's usually a
half, depending on
player
whatever
thing.
half it is,
It's usually
they're
something you
actually
ask the
able to
players and you
figure
go
out what
like,
their
hey, do
opponent
you guys
team is
want to
doing. So we'll
play
see
on
if
free
ANDBOX can
patch?
do it once again
Yes
here,
or no?
This is going to continue to be the same song and the same dance.
Trying to play close here from ANDBOX. This is that aggressive playstyle that I talked about here, trying to use it to get ahead. The run it back immediately working its way out from Mata, but finding very little success aside from 1 to 2 positions for these players. Trying to buy for a repeat, and he even commits to it off of the info from the Owl drone, but not going to work out. Ethan getting the better of Mata out of that situation, giving 100 Thieves the early advantage yet again. You're in a very important round for ANDBOX, starting to fall behind. 100 Thieves getting very close to that penultimate point here. They're only 2 away from 12 at this point. Paranoia working its way out in the meantime for 100 Thieves, but Ethan not really able to find the right to initiate at least onto the first player. He initiates onto him, but the problem is the 2-stack. Always catching players when you double stack in this corner here. So Seb will be able to find the exchange upon that, and overall force back the aggression from ANDBOX, forcing them to go for an A plays. This was all a fake. Nitro's going to be able to port himself in. He still ends up getting caught by Ye after working his way onto the site
So
there.
much utility.
With a quick trade, throws the hot hands onto the ground. Ye's too low to get out of it. Vice as well, though, moving in here very quickly, keeping the pressure on 100 Thieves, disallowing them from getting into a solid post-plant positioning. Last and Steel now having to both play this from the inside of Hell. Dark cover going to block off the one end. They will put their turret down to act as
I feel like I
early
don't
to
believe
an
you
aim
guys.
input. Swing to the
I
door.
feel like I
Will be
actually
caught
don't
as
believe
well.
you guys
Love
saying that
Oscar
it's on
takes the angle, but
2.06.
if he wants to, there we go.
You know?
That's the lineup against Vice. The run it back is actually caught. He's going to go down on the response as well on the respawn there, but Steel ready to take on the challenge.
I don't know
He
why,
shuts
but I
down
feel like I
Seth,
just don't
prevents the
believe you
clutch,
guys.
and more importantly,
I have
puts
to
the
go
11th
check
round on the
myself
board
to
for
see if it's on
100
2.06 or
What a
2.05.
burner there. Wow, some incredible
Just
stuff
sounds
going
weird
on.
that one
I mean,
region
I
doesn't do it,
absolutely
but all the
love what
others
100
do?
Thieves
Like,
did
I don't
with
get
Hell
it.
right
Like, I
there,
don't get it.
especially the
That doesn't make
telly in
sense
from
to me.
Nitro. Granted, it didn't
I don't
work
believe
out
any of you.
all that well, but he did get the info that was necessary for 100 Thieves to clear the area, and that was a really big deal. We saw Steel and Asuna have an amazing utility combo here.
Korea
with the
is
hot hands coming in,
2.05.
then the
Okay.
Nano Swarm
Okay, so
on
the
top
people
of
were just
that,
fucking
doing
with me,
even
I guess.
more damage to Ye, not able to get out of that hot hands and contest anybody. Some fantastic team play going on for these guys.
Coming down to the wire here now for ANDBOX, trying their best to work their way into it, as we can see a big investment coming in with even Spectres on a couple of players now too, looking at Mata and Boy. Early info once again due to the Aldrone, but you can see due to the gunpowder here, ANDBOX can't really reckon trying to play
It's
aggressive. This one
2.07.
comes to be main
Oh, shit.
anymore. He works his way out.
Oh my god,
Nitro
C9 got
gonna
fucked.
take contact here, but like I said, nobody on ANDBOX wants the challenge. Eco trying to work out here too, but more just info now. Here comes the pressure. Up on Cat, Steel finds the first pick. Immediately, a wild swing for Mata to try to make up for the loss, and it's not going to work. Steel finds that trade as well. Thieves working their way in here. Pre-plant to go in their favor, and Nitro immediately catching the flank from Ye due to
They're
the
getting
continued
friggin'
shrinkage. But look at this, it's
destroyed.
so smooth from Nitro. Locks onto the head of Seb to take him down also, leaving just Boy now in a 1v5. Pretty much an impossible situation. He'll do what damage he can here, but where does he even start?
It's like 100 Thieves are just so strong on the entry, and Nitro's there on the lurk just to slide the dagger just a little bit deeper in the chest. Such a hard situation for ANDBOX to fight back from, and once again 100 Thieves claim the round. 12-7 right now, and they've looked so dominant, even given ANDBOX those 7 rounds.
100 Thieves looking to shut this one down here, and unfortunately, due to the forced investment from ANDBOX in the previous round, they're not going to be looking much better on this one here. We've got multiple Bulldog buys coming in on Ye and Seb. Still going to see a Spectre on Vice. Only 2 real big rifles coming in here as the Phantom purchases are made by Mata and Boy, but aside from that, ANDBOX are going to have to hope they can scrap their way to a win here and keep them in the running. They now need 5 rounds consecutively just to take us into overtime here. 100 Thieves in a great position to shut this one down here and now. You're going to see a bit of aggression from ANDBOX there towards Amy. That's just to deal with the Aldrone, though. But in the meanwhile, a free lurk into mid here for at least one of the players for 100 Thieves. That's going to Steel, I believe, working his way all the way up to market for free. Even counters out the turret from Vice sitting deep in the site, too. So this is going to lead into a very quick execute because of all this free control they've been able to get for themselves here. Not a lot of info on the boost, though. That's a little bit dangerous. They've got to be careful of close contention. Thankfully, Ethan finds one at the last second. Boy escapes his daze, though, but is now going to look for the trade.
All right, well, that's over.
Never mind. It'll come from Hiko instead.
13-7, 13-3.
Just need to close out the 4v2, and the map is theirs.
Scary situation
Shit.
now for ANDBOX as they face first map point, and
All right,
Eco
I need to figure this out. It's going to take me 2 seconds to figure out, but I need to know. Korea challengers. Which game was Yoru in? Not this one. Maybe this one? Vision Strikers? Oh, yeah. Okay, so this one. So this one right here. Han is playing Yoru. The best way of knowing is when we go to Han and we see his alt points. And if it's 6, then it's 2. Oh god, my eyes. Yeah, it's 6. Okay, so they are on 2.06. Yeah, I mean, the cooldown on this is a much clearer indicator than that. Yeah, they are on the new update. Interesting. So Korea's on 2.06, while everyone else is on 2.05. Is it because they're on LAN? Maybe. I don't know. I think Korea's the only region on LAN, right? Maybe that's why? Interesting, interesting, interesting. I'm excited to see Yoru in the mix for the future going forward. I think Yoru is actually a pretty good character. The only problem is he can be a little readable. But at the same time, when you're a Yoru player, in order to play as Yoru when the enemy thinks you're readable is to kind of read into that and try to like fake them out. So for example, Yoru is very readable with his footsteps. Where you could be in a 1v1 and then you just hear a bunch of footsteps and you're just like, oh, that's definitely Yoru footsteps. But in reality, you could just be sprinting around like a maniac and that person would be lost. I'm interested if that's going to happen. Because it's pretty easy to read him, right? You see him super, super deep. Chances are he's not there anymore. He's gone. You hear footsteps. It's probably not him. Blue. I gotta download CS today. Fuck. I gotta play CS tomorrow. Tomorrow I won't be Tomorrow I won't be watching the matches, and Saturday I won't be watching the matches either, because I have sponsored streams back to back. But at least I think it's Saturday. Maybe not. Maybe it's just Friday. Anyway, I gotta play CS tomorrow. It's been a year. It's been a year since I've played Counter-Strike, so that'll be interesting. I'll probably get smacked around, but luckily, the AT&T tournament, I don't really think there's CS players besides like Flom. You know, Flom's the only CS player, so I'll get smacked around by him, I'm sure. Lyrics, yeah, Lyric plays CS from time to time. That's true, but he's not like a professional, you know. What time tomorrow? I think tomorrow starts at 1 p.m. I think 1 p.m. PST. I think. Headshot percentage is a trash metric. I agree. I don't even know why they use it. But what else would you fill it with, you know? Where are all these CS haters coming from? I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a little weird to hate on CS, but at the same time, it is a little justified. But it's not CS's fault. It's just the people behind it. You know what I mean? Like Counter-Strike as a game and a mod and everything defines the 5v5 genre, you know? That's funny. You don't follow tens on Twitch? I don't follow a lot of people on Twitch, man. It's crazy. Think about how many creators there are. I'm going to follow them all. Do you know who you're teaming up with for CS tomorrow? I believe it's me, Hannah, somebody from 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves. Does it start with an R? Oh my God. Rated. Yeah. 100 Thieves rated. And then I forgot the other two. Come on. Yasso, I think. Yeah. That's Mo, right? I think. And then I have one more person. And I forgot who. I don't know what's the big deal. I'm saying yes now. Is that wrong?
With that also. We're going to see the Astra come in, though. I am personally a big fan of this agent, and I know lots of other people are as well. Some crazy playmaking capabilities to be brought out from her, especially when combined properly with
Shroud, are you going to watch the C9 game at all? They're just going to get owned, man.
Can have some great
It'll be over before you know it.
When combined properly with a gravity well, as we've already seen results.
Now, if it gets a little interesting, I might swap over.
And it's not even that. It's just that Astra completely changes up how this game works. It's just insanity what she's able to do. I don't think there's a single character like her in any FPS I've ever played ever. Just the amount of, support that she can provide from anywhere on the map. Obviously, we have Omen, right, who can smoke through walls all the way to another site and all these kind of things. But with a character like this, that is just an IGL's dream, and I can't wait to see the innovations that happen with this agent.
Definitely going to be the case here. You'll notice a couple of the other roles shifting slightly as well here. We talked about this in the pregame about how ANDBOX are slightly more amorphous, if you will. I think that's a good word to use about the way that they play their roles, changing up a little bit more, a bit more flex heavy on their player count here, with some players kind of drifting between certain roles on certain maps here, where obviously you get the exact opposite on 100 Thieves. You pretty much go for relatively the same agent comp on every single map here, with some slight variances whenever they need to bring those onto the table, mainly between Asuna and Steel. But either way, just waiting for these last couple seconds to count down, and then we'll be good to jump into the match itself, which I think is coming up right now, folks. Let's get into it. Let's see if ANDBOX can fire back, or if potentially 100 Thieves is going to be able to shut this one down in 2-0 fashion.
All right, well, already opening things up. It'll be 100 Thieves on offense and ANDBOX on defense to start us off here, and it's a stack towards A. Well, at least for Showers right now, for 100 Thieves, and specifically Nitro, but it's actually Asuna at the front of the pile.
Oh my god, I thought he was going to get hit.
Asuna will deal with that handedly. Still up to Mata here, trying to back off, using that nade. So far, so good from them. It seems like ANDBOX, a lot of information as to what 100 Thieves are doing. Mata with a heck of a play to try and get across to U-Haul, and he makes it work, avoiding the wall and avoiding getting locked out in what soon could be a terrible situation. But now it's 100 Thieves who get aggressive onto site. They take down one, and they have the spike plant.
Default plant works its way onto the ground here.
Well,
Members of ANDBOX trying to work their way
mind.
back in. They do have a pinch against the Showers position here, but Nitro going to be able to find another kill before finally more impact is made on ANDBOX's side. The player that went down for ANDBOX was the other side of that Showers pinch, so no longer is it going to be strong. Seb, the only kill to come from out from the ANDBOX roster in a while here, is now going to put himself into a 1v2. There's the tag to bring out Hiko, and it works. He even gets the info on Nitro as well, so going to be able to isolate this into the 1v1. He has the turret to assist on info, but now time's getting low. He needs to get aggressive, swing it up. That's a lot of damage going on to him, but he reverses it anyway. Shuts down Nitro. The only question left is if he has enough time, and I think he might have just enough. It's going to be so close here for Seb, but yes, indeed, he does get it in time. And ANDBOX with 0.78 seconds left on that spike, pick up the pistol.
Well, that's a way to start Bind after what we were just witnessing before. ANDBOX stand up against 100 Thieves after a fantastic plant, able to work their way onto site in excellent fashion, just very explosive. That was really it. After that, though, it was
He fucking headshot him too. That sucks.
Even at
He like headshot him through the
32
wall.
HP, he's still able to clutch things out. That bullet punch just too harsh for Nitro when he did get dinked, so not able to keep that lined up and find that saving bullet. Could have changed that round up for the better if you're 100 Thieves, but now it's 100 Thieves onto Economy. Have to see what they can possibly do here, looking for these frags, and ANDBOX, to be expected, full Spectre buy.
The aggressive second round investment coming out from them. We've seen 100 Thieves take a lighter touch when it comes to that one, sometimes not fully investing into it, but ANDBOX are of the opposite camp, saying, no, we're going to spend all of our money here to really shut you guys down. And so far, that's working out pretty well here.
Nice.
Seb
Clean
dominating
eco,
on
clean
the inside
eco.
of Hookah. Boy, similarly coming in for the assist there to take down Hiko to make sure Vice would be able to stay alive, Seb as well.
Not clean.
There. Steel will at least get some revenge. He'll take down Mata. He's trying his best to work it here with the pistol, but getting pushed, getting pinched, and unfortunately getting killed.
Clean.
Boy will take him down. ANDBOX will quickly secure that second round, only losing Mata in the process.
And not too big of a deal there for ANDBOX. And I mean, they were 100 Thieves able to get a frag, but really, what does that mean in the grand scheme of economies, right? They're going to be able to at least limit someone's possible buy, but let's see exactly what can go on with that. Mata actually going to
How many
go
new
for the
pro
Sheriff.
players are cheating?
Everyone else.
That's a great question. Probably not many in this
game.
game.
With that money, make their way up towards those rifles. I've been seeing a lot of different cool buys come in on that second round recently as well. Haven't seen anyone do it just yet inside of this series, but we've been seeing some cool things come in from certain squads, like an Ares coming in every once in a while, or even a rifle with a light armor. But this round now popping off already. is we already have a trade go back and forth. That's Mata for steal.
Yeah, A Short takes direct contact between those two players, and they'll trade each other out, both going down out of that scenario there. Nitro and the rest of 100 Thieves, though, ready to move in very, very quickly through the garden route over here at B main. They'll walk their way in. Seb, ready for the challenge potentially, but Paranoia is going to completely blind him out. We'll see the Nanoswarm work its way in, taking slight amounts of chip damage there. Won't matter much as he gets himself into the engagement, as he's still able to line up the 1-for-1. Ethan on the repeat, though, finds Ye also. Some more big moves coming out here from 100 Thieves to make sure they're able to assert their dominance. Control that site. Plant gonna go working its way onto the ground here. Vice and Boy trying to aggressively
This is a really good
retake,
bonus.
though.
Holy
Like
shit.
about with
Oh, he almost
ANDBOX,
got
they
it.
don't
He
care
almost
about the
got it.
normal rules of engagement. They don't want to wait for the right time. They
Vice
want to
needed
get
to
in
help
the
him,
face
man.
of the 100 Thieves roster and try to shut them down.
He needed to get in
Ended up
there.
working
I know
out,
he was
though.
kind
100
of
Thieves able to
stuck,
easily counter
but
that one. And
should've
get a
went in
very
with him.
important first round on the board.
It's a bummer.
And
It felt
this
like
is
they made
the
individual
round
plays,
right
but if they
here.
played
Let's see
together,
what
they would have won
can
the round.
possibly get done. It's going to be full rifles for both squads, but we believe we could have a possible light armor going down onto Vice. We'll have to see exactly what happens with that. Yes, actually, indeed, it is going to be a light armor here for Vice. That's a really, really big deal. Obviously, on Breach, he'll have to buy most of the utility to try and be supportive of his squad, so he'll have to favor that instead, trying to stack up on anything else. If that comes back to bite him later on, but definitely going to want that utility to try and fight these 100 Thieves members.
Mata potentially going to be first up to bat here on the inside of Showers. Takes down the Boombot, and in the process is going to swing right after that. Flash just not hitting him in the way that it needed to. So Mata will be able to work his way forward. The showstopper as well, and let's try to get a third. Maybe not. Eco will be able to finally deal with this volley, and at the same time, Steel works his way out through A Short onto the site. Trying to see the info work its way out here as well, revealing Ye, putting him into a delicate position potentially, but he's able to keep himself solid here, hiding behind decent cover. Swing works his way out from Ethan. The Aldrone's going to reconfirm the position of Ye, and now he's got to be careful. The Hunter's Fury locking him into that corner. There's nothing he can do except bow down to Hiko as he's taken out by that ult. Seb trying to lurk back in here. Really not far behind either. He's waiting back over in the vent, trying to play from there. Seb with the first contact, though, finds the engagement. Gets a dink on to Hiko as well, so he'll be low after that engagement. Boy has to try and work his way in, but no, Hiko
Why are you
already
shooting the
has the angle.
freaking camera?
For him, takes him down.
Come on,
Gets
boy.
his fourth kill on the round.
I like that his name's Boy.
Second overall round in the game.
What a round from both of these teams. 100 Thieves try to force their way inside of A Showers, but it doesn't work in their favor at all. Immediate breach flash through the wall able to take them down, but immediately after, 100 Thieves, instead of just trying to back off and go for a B rotation or something along those lines, what do? Well, they actually force up shorts, and it works out in spades. I mean, we see a beautiful shot come through for Ethan. They take full site control and get the spike down whilst also gaining man advantage. That's not something you see every day, especially when a raise pops off like what we saw from Mata. But now, it seems like we're back into the action already. The shower contention coming through for both squads.
Nebula down on the ground there, so the members of 100 Thieves not able to do anything about that early aggression from ANDBOX as they work their way in. I mentioned the recon going on, and obviously Mata took some heat as a result of that, but didn't want to go all the way in through the Nebula. Now we're starting to see pressure from 100 Thieves quickly work its way to the inside of Fuka. Boy, potentially
come on,
ready for the
man.
challenge, but that's a lot of damage going on to him. Tries to pick up a kill before going down, but not going to happen.
He took
And
a shot
100
when he
Thieves
was
just
blind.
running over this
He had plenty of
defensive
time to
effort here
wait.
on the eco from ANDBOX. Seb, the only player left alive. They're even going to revive Nitro. That gets wasted, though, and Seb even gets himself a second before going down. Ultimately, however, 100 Thieves still control the round. Now take a very important lead here at 3-2.
That's going to be a touch painful here for 100 Thieves. They'll still be able to buy, but Ethan simply eco-resing there, just trying to get Nitro back a gun so they wouldn't have to rebuy at that point in time. And they would have had fat economy if that would have been able to happen. But Seb, just too good in that moment, able to take down both of them. And 100 Thieves not able to assist quickly enough from inside Hookah. But that's going to be that. We're down to rifles once again here, and ANDBOX have a chance to get around.
ANDBOX looking to reassert the lead that they got for themselves early on with a pistol win and the follow-up anti-eco going into their favor. Took control there, but unfortunately have lost it since. 100 Thieves winning out ever since they've been able to afford their buys. Boy, trying to hold himself off here at A Short. We are going to see the wall work its way up, but he's able to still have himself an angle to work with here. Due to the fact the wall clips slightly onto that box, and that portion gets taken out as a result here. Light attempt still going down. Boy tries to make a play, but he's countered out. Meanwhile, Fox able to hold their flank here, so either kill the flank watch open up a flank opportunity for themselves to play back in from A short.
Well, spike down now. ABX needs something to go well for him here, as there has not been a single light at the end
They're
of the
missing
tunnel.
frags.
Finally, Seb with something, but it could possibly be a train. Watch yourselves inside of these tight corridors. Possibly get hit by anything. Finally, we see the Killjoy ult come out, and it's for ANDBOX here. Defensive one, but Asuna steps up to the plate with a big swing. Takes down 2. Showstopper as well. Can it get a third? No, it can't.
Somebody
And I
definitely
also
told him,
think
"You have ult,
that's
you
gonna
have
be the
ult."
defuse for Ye.
100% somebody told him.
Here. Is he able to get it? Locks it out.
Holy.
0.09. 0.09.
Wow.
That doesn't happen. That's 2 inside of 1 game.
And 2 out of 3 of these rounds won by ANDBOX were won on a defuse, and both of them had less than 1 second on the clock for the defuse as well. ANDBOX having some absolutely insane timing here to just barely clutch out these rounds, and for 100 Thieves, some unfortunate misluck trying to win these rounds out there.
If he
ANDBOX
just-
battling their way back into it.
if he kept
Great
his
play
rifle
from
out,
Ye,
I think he
as
would've
well
won
as
the
rest
round.
of the ANDBOX roster to shut
But
that one
it was
back down,
so
get
close,
themselves
so it
into
didn't
the
really,
match,
like-
and battle back
How
here
can you
against 100
predict a
Thieves, who were
.09?
looking to take
You
control
know what I mean?
up until just that last round.
That's got to be a breaker right there for them. Obviously, probably not for 100 Thieves. All of these players have been around the block quite a few times, but that's definitely one of those mental things. Just, come on, man, we can't get one. We've delayed for so long. Just as a show here, well, actually, no, as soon as I say that, already some action inside of the A site, as we have Asuna already inside of heaven. As ANDBOX try to work their way back in, it's a plant yet again, and they're waiting for the retake.
ANDBOX trying to play this off site, but the position of Asuna gonna come back to bite them. In the meantime, Ethan as well catching a surprise kill on Boy, I believe towards Lamp.
Oh, no.
So Asuna having to go back.
Oh,
in and check
no,
for that.
Nitro.
ANDBOX actually making quite the effort to work their way back in though.
He's shooting like it's
considering all the
CS.
control that 100 Thieves had leading up to their plant. They're still very much in this, but Ethan, he's a rock here, sitting on the outside of the lamps, and he can't be stopped. Vice to cause problems here. The fault line working its way in. He'll stun out the player sitting
Banger.
in lamps. Pico can't do anything to stop that either.
Bangers.
Ethan, some unfortunate timing as he
Holy,
looks away
these
just as
retakes.
Vice goes for the entry through the door.
It sucks
This is
that
gonna be
Nitro
another
missed
close
2 important
defuse here
kills
for
that would've won
ANDBOX.
them the
Pretty
round.
sure they've got this one this time. There'll be a lot more time.
To be fair, a lot of people have
3.7
on 100
seconds
Thieves.
this time. Much
They just lost
safer,
gunfights.
More importantly, much more in
The
the
reason they're
lead as
losing
they
these
actually
rounds is
have
they've
it
just
now,
lost their
4-3.
individual duels.
Just to show y'all what
Sucks,
the
but it
difference is
happens.
between a round where the diffuser goes off at the very last second and something where you have 3 seconds. The average human reaction time is 0.23 seconds. So when you see things with like 0.78 and stuff like that, that's actually just like insane. It's such a close margin to actually exploding. It's practically impossible. But 100 Thieves
Just aggression.
run it back onto A here. I mean, that's some crazy stuff. They immediately go.
Not
for the
so
plant,
sure
and
how
then
that
they
has to
go
do
for
with reaction
a very
time.
similar play,
But,
able to get the spike down the exact same
you know,
location. But this
that's
time
okay.
around, ANDBOX don't try to go for the early aggression. Instead, waiting, biding their time, and go for the retake. And it goes off with flying colors. 100 Thieves not able to get the frags early on necessary. And now onto the save round for them. They're able to get one, but Mata immediately refrags.
Great weighted aggression working its way out into the B mid here. The problem is they're being flanked, but I'm not sure if they've caught it just as of yet here. The push already working its way out garden onto the site. Oh no, here's another problem. Steel making some big impact here. He's going to throw the cage out to allow him to
Man,
escape and
they're
wrap
gonna
back
lose this
around.
round,
They
I
know
think.
the garden route is clear for the taking. Nitro's already got dark cover down on Hookah, so there's not going to be an immediate retake from Mata and Vice. They have to wait this one out.
Oh,
Potentially
they
try to
caught him on the
counterflank
cross.
players working their way over towards Long out onto the site now. And as well, the only other player they're going to have in this engagement is still way over on A, waiting for a call to jump in the portal. So this is going to be a potentially very one-dimensional retake from ANDBOX here. And that could cause some serious problems considering they're going to have the dark cover capability. That's going to get
Oh, no.
down.
Oh, no.
To hop out of it with blast back.
Oh,
We're going to see the
no.
Huntress Fury working its way
Nitro.
out here to try and confirm this. But Mata
Nice. Good
making
recovery.
impact up until he gets behind the box, that is. Finally going down to Ethan. Info working its way out here as well. They're going to be able to act on that, but no. Steel taking down Boy, leaving it all on Vice here. Vice
Yo,
with a
ANDBOX,
great
what are you guys
transfer,
doing?
But unable to take down
Holy.
Ethan. Just too consistent here from him as he prevents.
That's
what is
crazy.
An absolutely incredible clutch. And more importantly, solidifies another tie point for 100 Thieves.
Ooh, that flashpoint right there was so scary for 100 Thieves. Beautiful, beautiful stuff from Vice, but just cannot
They had
get
that
it
round
done.
one.
Too many targets inside of that
And then
area.
they didn't
And
know-
what a
they
round
didn't know
for
what to
100
do.
Thieves right there.
They literally
Turning
didn't know what to
Eco
do.
into something magical, especially with the
Pretty
ult
standard
game
if you have
coming
so much
through. Able to
control
lock
through
down
hookah
the
that
plant
people are
for
gonna go
an
long,
even longer
but they just didn't
period
think
of
that was a
time, as well as
possibility,
finding
I
those
guess.
earlier frags to actually get some proper firepower. Steel picking
I don't
up
know.
that
That was
rifle
weird.
and making it work. 100 Thieves really bringing it to ANDBOX right now, and it seems like Bind is going to be a lot more back and forth.
Some good tail timing here.
That
Should
was
make
good.
impact. Asuna trying to get to the other side of it, but only ends up splitting him off from Hiko. Hiko's sitting behind a Nebula as well, but that's going to get pulled away here. Mata really chasing Hiko down. You're not getting
Dude,
away,
Mata
my friend,
is owning.
as Mata picks up the showstopper kill, bringing it down to just 3 here for 100 Thieves. But they make
No,
impact.
don't die.
They make their mark.
Don't
no
die.
one
You
is
can't
guarding.
die.
That's going to really pinch Ye, forcing him to stay on the inside of Hookah
Nice.
here. He will get a rotate from Mata,
Right.
and it doesn't look like the other player that was out
Yeah,
at
he's
mid
probably gonna
for
ult.
100 Thieves is going to try and rotate back in.